Welcome to InfoSource, a presentation of Berkshire Healthcare Systems, a not-for-profit, consumer-centered organization committed to fulfilling the health and residential needs of the people in the communities we serve across Massachusetts. I'm your host, Jennie Sutherland, and with us today is Bruce Buckley. Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Jenny.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And you are the Chief Executive Director, officer? I keep messing that up, so I apologize.
CEO.
CEO.
That's what they call it.
That is a fine title for you at Soldier On.
That's correct.
And some folks watching in Berkshire County are like, I know that guy, Bruce, because you're a local fella, and other people probably are saying you look familiar, and you have lived in Berkshire County your whole life?
That's correct, yeah. I was born and raised in Dalton. Yeah. Went to Wacona High School and actually was educated at Berkshire Community College in North Adams State when I went. So I'm pretty much Berkshire-centric. I lived in Pittsfield for many years, raised 3 children that are now young adults, and they all went to the Pittsfield schools. And I'm certainly got Berkshire in my blood.
That you do, and now, and you've had different careers in the community, and now you're with Soldier On. Why don't you tell us about what you do for Soldier On?
Sure. So the different careers is I'm a CPA, and that's what I did for many years locally, and actually with Ivy Companies, which was the predecessor of some of the homes of Berkshire Healthcare Systems, and was publicly practicing accounting and got hooked up when Jack Downing, who's still very active in Soldier On, took over this agency in 2001. I began helping do the finances, and since then the agency's grown a lot, and I've grown with the agency, and here I am today in this capacity.
Yeah, and it really has grown a lot, and we want to talk to folks who may not know exactly what Soldier On is, but might have seen the signs as they're driving around. So can you talk to us about what Soldier On provides?
Sure. Soldier On's a 501c3, and its charter and its purpose that was established in 1995, I believe, or 4, was to work with veterans who are homeless and at risk of homelessness. And the VA, through programs and funding, acknowledged that homelessness is an issue that has hit the veteran population harder than the general population historically. And with that funding came a lot of agencies that started doing work with homeless veterans. So that's the core of what we do. How we do it is very broad, and as we've grown, as we've seen the needs of the veterans that we serve, we've established programs that address those needs to really not just provide a temporary solution, but a permanent solution, and really eliminate homelessness from their lives.
Yeah, and that is, it's a multi-level program you're running, and clearly not just housing. So you actually have a campus in Pittsfield.
That's correct.
But you also work out of Leeds in the Pioneer Valley. And just so folks understand Soldier On in general, there's Soldier Ons across the country, yeah? No.
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 No. A lot of people think that.
Help me understand.
There are similar agencies. Okay. They're not called Soldier On. Okay. We are the only Soldier On, at least that I'm aware of. Okay. But there are agencies that do pieces or very similar work nationally. But I think we're unique, and I've traveled around the country and visited a lot of other programs, and we're unique in my experience in that we address the transitional housing is what we have. One building in Pittsfield, it was the Berry Nursing Home out on West Housatonic Street that we acquired in 2004 and converted into transitional housing. And we also have transitional housing in Northampton, Leeds, portion of Northampton on the VA campus. And what transitional is essentially veterans who are on the streets, who are couch surfing, who are not in any permanent housing, come into transitional housing. And it's for the basics of food, shelter, but really it's the services that we are then able to provide and address the issues that are creating that situation. So that's a piece of what we do, and that's certainly a large piece of what we do. But we've since built permanent housing, and that we've found is really the permanent solution, because we provide housing, and we can look at them a little bit later, some of the pictures. But we've built, right now we're building our 5th building, or converted old buildings, where we have about 200 beds of permanent housing, and we provide services to the veterans that keep them safe, as healthy, and as sustainable the housing as we can provide, and really allow them to live permanently. And they're now not homeless in that setting. So
those services include what?
Well, they include a lot. Couple other little pieces that we do. We have a full-time attorney on staff, Mitch Boraski, who practiced in Pittsfield for years and kind of it's not really retired, but changed to our program. He works with veterans on cleaning up their past if there are legal issues that are hanging, credit issues. We provide a power of attorney and healthcare proxies and all of those things that are needed as they go forward. We provide case management, where they have a case manager in the permanent housing setting as well as transitional, and they work with them to really find their specific needs and attach them to the solutions to their needs.
And I've spent some time with those people, and they really get to know the veteran and see what they need, and then find ways out in the community or through you guys to support them. And it's a nice relationship that those folks have together, because I think some of the folks aren't used to people caring about them or wanting to support them, so it's nice.
Right. Really, we essentially all know all the veterans that we serve in some capacity. And that's really the solution. There's a lot of programs. We have mental health clinicians. We have wellness directors. We have a real extensive transportation system. But really, it's a sense of belonging and a sense of community that is the underpinning of the real solution. And that's, it's not the employees and the residents or the veterans. We're truly all in it together.
Yeah, and that's one of our first conversations when we started to get to know each other, was about that relationship that folks have, and how the veterans, really, it can help them change their lives by feeling cared about and important to somebody else. So I think that's just a special thing about Soldier On, the work that's being done there. You mentioned wanting to show some pictures.
Sure.
So let's look at some permanent housing pictures. You can describe them while they're up.
Sure. So what you're looking at now is our Pittsfield facility, which is on the same campus on West Housatonic Street, where we've built, in 2011, we first occupied these 39 units of very beautiful, sustainable housing with the services, and the veterans have been successful while they live with us, and most of them, in one way or another, are still with us successfully 8 years later. So that's the Pittsfield facility.
Those are beautiful.
That's our Leeds facility. That was built on the VA campus, right on Route 9 across from Look Park. With the support of the VA, they actually funded a lot of this construction. And these properties are, it's called an enhanced use lease, where we're able to build on federal property, private developments, and it's very successful in a lot of ways. Plus, it's on the VA campus, where they can receive mental health services right there. That's a picture of our columbarium. And what a columbarium is, if you don't know, is a spot to inter the ashes of someone who passes away. And many of the veterans that live with us in permanent housing stay with us for eternity, and we've built columbariums on all of our facilities that are permanent housing, and we have services. We actually have recently employed Father Peter Gregory, who a lot of people know around here, and he is our chaplain. We do the services, we do the support if someone's perhaps dying or sick and in decline. So many of them choose to stay with us. This is in Agawam. This was an old building that served a lot of purposes. Most recently, the state police had offices and administrative building in Agawam. This building was falling apart, and through DHCD and some state money and the low-income housing tax credit, we were able to convert this from really a dilapidated building to permanent housing for 51 veterans.
That's a beautiful building.
It's a great building. That's the back of the building, and that's the name of all of our buildings is Gordon Mansfield, who was a Vietnam veteran, a real hero, a Purple Heart recipient who worked for the VA, had Pittsfield roots, and once he found out about Soldier On, has really brought us up a level of being able to access the VA in Washington and really giving us a little more horsepower. And Gordon passed away several years ago. That's the columbarium in Agawam, where unfortunately we just interred the second veteran's ashes who lived in Agawam a couple of weeks ago. There again's the back of the Agawam building. And that's our women's transitional building, also on the VA campus in Leeds, below the other building we looked at. That's pretty close to Route 9 if you're ever driving by there. And that's 16 beds of transitional housing for female veterans. And that program has been very successful in serving a group that doesn't always have the access to services as well, because there historically aren't as many female veterans. And we've built that building, which we already had a program. We opened that building in December of 2015, and we're now under construction. It's happening as we speak on 14 units of permanent housing on our Pittsfield campus for our female veterans that are in our program.
I think that's just awesome news for the community. I was lucky enough to have you tour me the Leeds campus and also in Pittsfield to see the permanent housing. The women's permanent housing in Leeds, the bottom floor has a great gym and a lot of spaces to do crafts and activities and nutrition, and it's just fantastic. I'm really excited that Berkshire County is going to have that available to them. When do you expect that project to be completed?
Well, I think the actual completion date is January 22nd, so I imagine it'll be right around the 1st of 2020.
That's exciting.
We're very excited about that.
So that's 14 beds?
14 beds of permanent housing. So the transitional housing in Leeds would, you know, it's not exclusive they come through that program, but a lot of the women that are with us want to stay in the Soldier On community for an extended period of time.
Sure. Again, thank you for bringing those pictures. They are beautiful.
They're great buildings.
Even the little apartment areas are nice and spacious and very user-friendly with the kitchens and stuff. So I think it's awesome that the permanent housing is there and more to be added in Pittsfield. If folks want some more information about Soldier On, maybe for themselves or a loved one, how can they reach out to you guys?
Well, they can call us directly. We have an 800 number for veterans that need services. We also have a transportation system based out of the Intermodal Transportation Center in Pittsfield, where I can get you the number before we're done here today. We also, our website, We Soldier On, it's W-E Soldier On, wesoldieron.org is a great website, and you can really get a feel for what we do, where we do it, because we're also in Pennsylvania, most of New York State, and New Jersey, with about 60 full-time employees of Soldier On that do outreach as well and address homelessness through other programs. So all of those programs, are available to see on the website and get a feel for what we do.
So we encourage people to check out the website. And I just want to go back a little bit. You mentioned transportation, and I know this is something that you guys have worked hard to put in place. Can you take a minute to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, we received some funding from the Department of Transportation 4 or 5 years ago. We've got actual office space over on Columbus Ave at the bus station or the intermodal station. you can see from the road. And we have, in that building, we provide, that's the center for phone calls for outreach as well as transportation. And our transportation system employs veterans in our program generally as drivers, as dispatchers. And we provide transportation with 12 vans, handicap vans, to veterans in the community that are not in our program. If they need transportation to the Albany VA or any medical appointment, you can contact us and we can provide transportation to the veteran, and their family can go with them, and that's a great piece. But we also provide transportation to our veterans, which there's about 400 in Western Massachusetts between our two programs, and we take them to appointments, job opportunities, medical appointments, and treatments all over the place.
That's just another phenomenal piece of Soldier On, is the transportation, and to help all the veterans who need rides and things, because that can limit people's getting to appointments, especially medical ones, when they have to travel up to White River Junction and all of these things. So I want to thank you for coming on the show, Bruce. I'm going to invite you back again. We can go over some more Soldier On services that you guys provide and talk about future work. Super excited. Please check out their website. And again, the website is www.
But it's wesoldieron.org. And I'd just like to thank Berkshire Healthcare Systems, because hopefully you hear more about it. But we've also begun working closely with Berkshire Healthcare Systems. And as our veterans are aging, we needed a real caring source of support. And we found it with Berkshire Healthcare Systems. And we now have a very active relationship with our veterans going into long-term care, either permanently, or one of the real exciting pieces that we've seen is our veterans that may be living alone need more assistance. We see them go into their facilities or your facilities and improve and come back and live a longer, healthier life because of what you've been able to do. So I'd like to thank you as well.
Well, thank you. I know for Berkshire Healthcare Systems, it's a great opportunity. You're certainly an organization in the community that we support in different ways and appreciate the work you do. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. You're going to watch a little something about Fairview Commons, who helps Soldier On take care of their folks. Back in a minute.
Nestled amidst the wooded and serene town of Great Barrington, Fairview Commons Skilled Nursing Center is minutes from downtown, in the heart of the beautiful and culturally rich Berkshire County in western Massachusetts. Fairview Commons offers you the best of both worlds. It's a locally run facility, staffed by dedicated healthcare professionals from the central Berkshire area. And it's backed by the expertise and resources of Berkshire Healthcare, the largest nonprofit long-term care provider in the area. Berkshire Healthcare is committed to fulfilling the health and residential needs of the people in the communities we serve. Fairview Commons is a proud recipient of the American Healthcare Association's National Quality Award. The Quality Awards recognize members' commitment to performance excellence by continuously demonstrating ever-improving value to residents and other customers. The Bronze, Silver, and Gold Awards recognize overall organizational effectiveness and capabilities and champion organizational and personal learning. At Fairview Commons, we pride ourselves on our deep commitment to our community. We offer a broad range of nursing home services, including short-term rehabilitation, skilled nursing, long-term care, hospice care, adult day services, and respite care. Fairview Commons offers a state-of-the-art, amenity-rich short-term rehabilitation suite for those primarily recuperating from orthopedic or cardiac surgeries. We proudly offer an elegant, home-like setting that allows our residents the comforts they expect while providing the care they need, including fine dining in our graciously appointed dining room, beautiful outdoor space, ample activities, and private family space. At the heart of it all is a focus on the body, mind, and spirit. Our rehab services include physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Our licensed therapy professionals help restore and maintain the body by focusing on helping our residents improve strength and mobility in order to participate in the activities they most enjoy. These services are provided up to 7 days a week when ordered by a physician. Fairview is more than a place to live. It's a place to enjoy each day to the fullest. Our activities program focuses on the mind and spirit of our residents by offering engaging leisure and recreational activities, arts and crafts, music, discussion groups, exercise sessions, religious services, and cultural community outings and more. Each resident at Fairview Commons receives the highest quality care delivered by our dedicated staff members working as a team. From the nursing staff to our front office personnel, everyone is enthusiastic about the role he or she plays in the lives of the people who entrust us with their care. Our staff is committed to providing compassionate care, using teamwork as their guiding principle. We're dedicated to treating each person with dignity, recognizing their individual needs, goals, and preferences. We create a care plan for each person, focused on helping them achieve the highest level of independence and quality of life. At Fairview Commons, we're perfecting the art of superior care. If you or a loved one needs short-term rehab, extra care after a hospital stay, or a nursing supervised full-time living arrangement, we invite you to tour and meet our staff. See firsthand how we enhance the lives of those we serve. To make arrangements or get more information, call 413-528-4560. We look forward to meeting you.
Welcome back to InfoSource. We had Bruce Buckley from Soldier On talking about the Soldier On services. He ended with talking about the relationship Soldier On has with Berkshire Healthcare Systems. We want to get into that, and I have with me now social worker extraordinaire from Fairview Commons, Sara Miller, who works a lot with the Soldier On folks when they come into that affiliate. Is that true?
That is absolutely correct. Yes, I do.
Is it also true this is your third show?
This is my third show, yeah. Three strikes, you're out.
So this is it. You're not gonna. You don't have anything else you want to come on and talk about?
Oh, I'm sure I will.
I'm sure you will too. But today we're going to talk about your work with the Soldier On. Veterans and the services you guys provide them at Fairview Commons. Just so folks know, Fairview Commons is down in Great Barrington, and what are the services that affiliate provides?
So at Fairview Commons, we provide a variety of services. First and foremost, we do provide short-term rehabilitation. So if someone is in a hospital due to acute illness or some kind of physical decline due to a fall or even elective surgery, they can come to Fairview Commons. Sure. They'll receive rehabilitation services consisting, if they need it, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and nursing. And in addition to that, there's a whole interdisciplinary team that will meet their needs.
Okay. You guys provide long-term care there as well?
We provide long-term care for people who have more complex medical issues or need 24-hour care and support. We also can provide respite stays for people who may need respite stay.
Ding, ding. I wanted you to mention that because that's important.
Yep. And we also provide an adult day health, which is a great opportunity for people who may still be working, who still have to care for a loved one, or who just needs a break to prevent caregiver burnout.
Sure. And that's just a day program. People aren't staying overnight there.
It's a day program. You can go one day a week.
Go.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can go 1 day a week, 3 days a week, up to 5, Monday through Friday.
And I think there's opportunity for everyone to use it, but especially the Soldier On folks have tapped into our short-term service line there. So tell me, what does it typically look like when one of those Soldier On vets comes in? So
when a Soldier On vet comes in, we try to get a little bit of their background information, and we work very closely with case managers. I work closely with Sandy Lucier. She's very helpful when someone's admitted, and we stay in contact through the whole process. So when someone comes in, we do a lot of assessments, whether it's nursing assessment, physical therapy assessment, occupational, even social service assessments so we can make sure we're meeting their needs. And our goal is to get them stronger, get back to their prior level, and get them back into the community.
And I know part of this is they although we've always taken care of veterans, these folks sometimes need specialized care, and we've been working on some trauma-centered care training. Yeah.
So trauma center training, it's a positive way for us to be able to help people, who have survived a traumatic experience. So we want to make sure we can meet their, their physical and emotional safety, providing safety for them.
So that's through training and
so we
skills.
do that through a couple processes. One is the assessment process, so it's very important to assess people for trauma they may have experienced, and then training, yes, because people need a deeper awareness of trauma and its triggers, and we need to understand that so we can develop, personalization of patient-centered care.
Yeah, and I know the team down at Fairview, especially on the short-term unit, is very excited when folks go back home into the community after they tuned them up and got them back running. But I think and they want the soldier on guys to do that, but they form such an attachment to these guys that, have you noticed that too?
Oh yeah, you get to really know them and their stories and get to know them and thank them for their service, which is a big deal for me. It's really an honor for all of us at Fairview Commons.
Yeah, I know one of our nurses down there, Rebecca, is a vet herself.
Yes, she is.
And so she is very invested in the
She's
care
very dedicated
of everyone, but those vets mean a lot to her.
She's very dedicated and committed.
Yeah. So I want to shout out to the admissions.
Corey Barbados.
Yeah, so if folks want to find out more about Fairview Commons.
Sure, if folks want to find out more about Fairview Commons, I encourage you to call Corey Barbados or myself, Sara Miller. We can be reached at 413-528-4560.
Were you nervous about the phone number?
Never. Not that phone number.
You got that one down?
Got it down.
All right. Well, I hope people will give a call down to check out the services, especially that respite. That's something you and I have been promoting and talking a lot about. You do a presentation out in the community for caregivers, and so I think those two things go hand in hand.
They absolutely do.
And I am plugging that you are doing in kind of an educational piece presentation about how caregivers need to take care of themselves.
Right.
So respite, stay for a loved one while they're tending to themselves is a good thing. Also, the Adult Day Health Program. So I know caregivers are a big hot topic for you.
They are.
So thank you for your work and support of them. You probably will come back on the show again.
Yes,
and I should probably, like Saturday Night Live, if you do a Saturday Night Live show 5 times, you get a jacket. So maybe if you hit 5 shows, I'll get you a Berkshire Healthcare jacket.
Hey, sounds good.
You can sport that for doing the show 5 times.
Yeah.
So thank you again.
Thank you.
I want to thank you out there for watching and remind you that InfoSource is a presentation of Berkshire Healthcare Systems. Until next time, I wish you good health, good life.